Andrew Pergoliti from Harvey Citrus, citrus grower in Harvey, Western Australia. We grow about 80 hectares of citrus, mandarins, oranges, lemons, limes, grapefruit. We're here in front of our Aphora mandarins. These trees are about 9 years old. They're quite small. We've got them on tri rootstock. Regularly pruned for the last, say, 5 years. We try to keep the tree quite small for labour costs. You can see inside here we've got an opening on the other side where the guys can get in. Last year we did more of a removing larger branches. This year we'll probably do some more of the whippy branches coming out, just keeping it small. Some of the lower lying branches we'll prune them as well.
And you prune straight after harvest?
Yep, pretty much straight after harvest. Some of these were netted, so we have to get right in, prune them, and then we net them for seedless.
And has the pruning ever interfered with the netting in any way? How do you manage that with the netting?
Yeah, it's a bit tricky. You've got to try and get it off in time before the flowering. And then with the hedging and sharper branches can rip nets. It does get a bit difficult, but we're managing to work through it. A lot of these ones coming out, we'll kind of hedge them or prune them by hand. Again, the guys are coming in the spring, no more than a minute or two, taking that one branch, just clearing up the middle a bit, because every year we're in there.
And when you mean that whippy branch, you're trying to give that row access by taking away the ones that are going too far out in the row.
Yeah, look, if they're, we're at 6 metre spacing, so if those branches are kind of hitting into the centre of the row or on that edge of that, say, right-hand side wheel rut or wherever it is, we're kind of chopping that, because by the time the fruit gets a bit larger, it's hanging right in.
And I noticed you've got lots of good growth on the inside of the tree, and that's because you've been opening up the tree.
Yeah, we open that up, and then probably 2 to 3 times a year we're coming through, removing all that water shoot growth. And again, those guys are no more than 10-15 seconds are in there with their riggers gloves and just ripping them out, throwing them in the centre of the row. They're so light and tender that it's easier for them to pull out. And
about 2 to 3 times per year, I think you said just early December and then January and then March.
Yeah, those times vary a bit, but in those periods, yeah.
And how have the yields been of this crop so far, these trees?
Good. They're a little bit scattered this year because we had a few drainage issues, so we've put extra drainage in. But we're hoping next year they'll be a bit more consistent through the paddock. But previous to that, before we had the water issue, was 40-50 tonne a hectare.
And you want to maintain it at that 40 you had?
Yeah. No, we don't want to go higher. We had some older trees on C35 that we let go and nice and tall, and one year we actually hit 90-95 tonne a hectare, and but it was all marbles, hard to pick, and really unsaleable. Just
that's
a lot
the
of
next
small.
thing is you've got some trees on C35, and how big are they, and how more difficult are they to manage as compared to Trifoliata?
Yeah, a lot harder to manage. Such a vigorous tree. We let it go in the early days, and it was 14-15 foot tall. It was a monster, and it took us a good 3 to 4 years to bring it back slowly, hedging slowly, taking out big limbs. But we've got them to a manageable height now. But yeah, these tri are a bit easier to manage, slower growing.